What's good, Ace Fragrance? I don't know where I went with that. What's good, Slimes? Ace Fragrance back with a fragrance related video. It's gonna be another clickbait video. It's just because it was just always on my mind. When I used to watch a lot of like 10, 8, yeah, good 10, 12 years ago, when I used to watch everybody's most complimented fragrances, it would always annoy me when their fragrances just looked like this, you know, like Intiba Rosati and like Azara Wanted. By night, you may be thinking, what do you mean? When their fragrances were always like 99% full, you know. I remember watching those videos and just being like, wow, they're getting a lot of fragrances. They must just do one spray per day or something like that. But now when you think about it, like I remember Jeremy Fragrance, the GOAT, you would see him in the club just asking like 12 women like what they think of as perfume, and he would always do like one spray between like 3 women, and then I'm pretty sure that's how he used that to like figure out which fragrances women liked and stuff. But you know, that's just all speculation. I don't know how majority of the fragrance reviewers get their compliments. But no, I always found it strange that fragrance review channels would always be like, you know, this is my favorite scent, this is my most complimented fragrance, and their bottles just look like the ones I've got in front of me. Not the exact ones, but ones that are just like only sprayed like 5, 6 times. Whereas like my fragrances are, you know, like Dior on is like, look at that dent in the bottle. Even though this was bought as a partial, look at the dent. And even like, you can see I even put a dent in my Noir by Bath and Body Works. But yeah, I just always found it funny that even back then when I was new to the fragrance game, that all of these fragrance channels, it's definitely more evident now, I'd like to say, that you know, their favorite scents, their favorite fragrances, the one that's getting them compliments from like, you know, the next town over, only has like 98%, you know, 98% of the bottle remaining. This isn't a dig at anybody in particular. I just found it funny. You know, a lot of fragrance review channels, obviously, they're testing every day. They're probably using like 2 fragrances a day, getting people's opinions and stuff. That's probably how they judge it. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, one channel could, you know, do like 5 sprays of a fragrance a day, ask their, you know, co-workers, their colleagues, their friends, their families what they think of it, and probably use that as a general like guideline for what got them compliments. Obviously, there's a lot of fragrance review channels that don't do that. They just go by, you know, their natural methods and stuff. But no, it's always interesting to see like fragrance review channels that mention, you know, this fragrance got like 200 compliments, and it's like, did you just buy the bottle and open it? There's also other things you can consider as well, like some people have backup bottles and they use the backup bottle to show the fragrance because it just looks better when the fragrance is full rather than when it's half empty. Yeah, like I said, I know I just, you know, said it and then I'm like defending them, but like I said, it's not a dig at anybody. It's just always an interesting observation. Let me know what you think down below, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. That's been Ace Reference, guys. Take care. Bye.